Okay, the English language is sometimes a little funny. Words are spelled the same, yet you pronounce them different and they mean totally different things. Here are some examples. Alright, now, I got a few sentences written down. This will be one video out of 3 or 4 or 5, but here we go. Ready? The bandage was wound around the wound. The bandage was wound around the wound. The word wound and wound. Anyway, W-O-U-N-D. All right. The farm was used to produce produce. It's kind of weird. Produce. There's the word produce and produce. It's spelled the same. P-R-O-D-U-C-E. You're producing, you're making. It's make. A synonym for produce is make. And since we're talking about a farm, so it's going to be food. So it's producing produce. You pronounce it produce or however, and that means food. You're producing food. You're producing produce. So, now next one. The dump was so full it had to refuse. It didn't want any more. It refused more. It had to refuse more refuse. Refuse over here in this case, since it's a dump, it means like waste or junk or something. Or you can look it up, but it's just like just probably stuff or junk or whatever. Refuse. You pronounce that. So that's spelled the same as refuse. You're refusing something. You don't want it no more. Refuse. And the last example I have on here is we must polish. We gotta polish. It's like polish a rim or polish the floor. Just polish it, clean it really good. Just polish it up, make it nice and shiny. We must polish the Polish, as in the country of Poland. We must polish the Polish furniture. When you read it, you can, if you're familiar with English language really good, you can kind of read it as you go along and recognize that it's going to be kind of silly, but you can read the sentence in your mind first, and then you recognize the words. Like the key words are in this one is like the furniture. We're talking about furniture, and usually you polish furniture. Like up here, farm. We're talking about farm, and you see 2 words. One's going to be produce and produce. It's kind of tricky. So we must polish the Polish furniture. The bandage was wound around the wound. The farm was used to produce produce. The dump was so full it had to refuse more refuse. We must polish the Polish furniture. It's really tricky. Try it out yourself. Woo!